If you were an alien intelligence trying to understand the natural world that we humans occupy, it would be pretty easy to conclude that power and strength prevail. Our best attempt to interpret and explain the apparent progression of species on our planet is predicated on the survival of the fittest and the strongest. It's the success of traits that contribute to strength over those that contribute to weakness. The animal kingdom and the natural world reinforce this appreciation for us with persistent reliability. The strong prey upon the weak. Their leadership is granted through victory and domination until they are no longer the strongest. And yet, we who are the most triumphant of all species have this unshakable appreciation for the underdog. We are infatuated with the small and the apparently helpless. We romanticize the poor, and we are quick to take the side of the victim and the oppressed. Our consciousness is haunted by this persuasive suspicion that meekness and smallness are good and even attractive. It inspires a desire to care, and it arouses our empathy. And this suspicion is not something that we observe in the world around us, so we have to insert it through our stories. We love the unexpected hero, the one that everyone else had written off, but we knew that they would turn out to be great in the end. We tell ourselves these stories to try to rationalize this unshakable suspicion that is written deep within our souls. This thing that we cannot explain because it doesn't correlate to anything that we observe in nature. But we feel it pressing in on us as we are called to love those who don't exhibit strength and power. We've heard the Christmas story so many times that it feels like a cliche, a platitude, something that couldn't possibly provide any new insight for us. But how many of us have truly contemplated the significance of it, the paradox of it, and the astonishing possibility of it? What if behind everything that exists, everything that we know of, is one who chooses to identify with the small and the weak? What if the fulfillment of our suspicions about the reality that we find ourselves living in is found in one who is revealed in a way that defies our expectations? The story of the human creature begins in a cave. And as that story progresses and evolves, and that creature grows in insight and prosperity, we can trace the attempts that were made to make sense of its surroundings. Instead of listening to that quiet suggestion about the paradox of the small and the humble, we assume that whatever lies behind the veil of this world must be like the world that we are able to see. That it valued strength over weakness, wealth over poverty, pride over humility. And so we began to tell the stories of the gods who were above all else powerful. And in that context, and in that ancient and civilized world from among a conquered people, the story of Christmas tells us that the same one who has been whispering to us in every place throughout the ages appears as a helpless baby, born into an inconsequential family, displaced in the wilderness. He chose to identify himself as someone small, someone helpless, and someone humble. The story of God begins in a cave. The story of humanity's recreation begins in a cave. And ever since then, the stories that we tell ourselves are no longer about the triumph of strength over weakness, but of the underdog who defies the odds and overcomes evil. This is what we are invited to celebrate in the Christmas season, that in the end, the last will be first. Thank you guys for watching that. If you enjoyed that, then please like it and share it and subscribe and come follow along for more content. And if you want to support the making of these videos, then please consider supporting the business that makes them possible. Holdsworth Design is a digital marketing and communications company that specializes in web design, print design, branding, videography, and all that kind of stuff. So, and this is with a special emphasis on churches and ministries as well. So if you know somebody that needs those services, then please consider passing that along to them, and check out the website, which is www.holdsworthdesign.com.